And welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm LT and I'm an alcoholic addict.
I'm Felice, married to an alcoholic addict. Here for any questions about codependency, co-addiction, anything you want to know.
All that kind of good stuff.
I'm Link, and I'm here to help out with your recovery.
That's Link. He's here to help out with your recovery. All right, we got a good show for you tonight. We are back on our new normal schedule where we go through, we say hello to everybody. We answer a Discord question of the day. We're going to have some teeter time because it is Sunday, and we'll jump into our book. It'll Never Happen to Me. We are on, where are we at? Chapter 8, The Child Within the Home, Addiction and Disease. So we're going to go through some of that later on. Right now, I just want to let you all know that this is a channel about addiction recovery. We do educational stuff on recovery, right? We're going through books right now. The one we're going through is It'll Never Happen to Me by Dr. Claudia Black. Really good one. It's about growing up with addiction as youngsters, adolescents, and adults. If you've grown up in a house where one of your parents was an addict or an alcoholic, some things may have affected you, and you may find that this book really relates. The book actually gave us a disclaimer that if it hits home, have your sponsor, ready to talk about it if you have these emotions that come up as you're reading through this book. We also go through books like this, The 12 Steps by Joe McHugh, another amazing one with Staying Sober by Terrence Gorski. And that's what we do. We talk about addiction. We have a group that holds up this channel, a community of recovering addicts. We have a Discord, a private Facebook group where we all chit chat, hang out. And if we're suffering or struggling, we reach out. And that's what we do. So 2 times in my life, I hit rock bottom due to drugs and alcohol. In the early 2000s was meth. I got a felony to prove it, went to jail, got locked up for a year. And then later in my 30s, I started casually drinking, not realizing that I was an alcoholic or an addict. I had that allergy to substance and stuff like that. And then, by the time I hit 40, I was a fifth of night blackout drunk, had to check myself into a detox, went to 2 different IOPs. I got a year and almost 3 months now under my belt. And I ain't turning back. Everything I do now is to try to do the next right thing, even though I'm still that same person who desires, to get high, to get drunk, to use coping mechanisms that are unhealthy, and trying to build a new reward system through healthy coping mechanisms, like this morning we went on a hike. And when you go on a hike like that, you walk up in an hour and you walk back an hour. You fill your lungs full of oxygen. You get to see beautiful fresh air. And by the time you're done, you've done something, you've accomplished a hike, and it feels good. We chase dopamine. That's what we do, right? When we go on a hike, dopamine is released in through our body because it feels good. The same thing when we reach for drugs or alcohol in an unhealthy way, we get an amount of dopamine released through whatever substance we used. And that's what we get addicted to. And drugs and alcohol is a real easy way to do it, right? You just throw some pills down your throat, you sniff a line, or you chug some whiskey or a few beers, and bam, instantly you get that dopamine, that rush, that, if you're gambling, if it's sex or video games, whatever, you're chasing that type of dopamine. And if it becomes unhealthy, it can make your life unmanageable, right? And that's what we're here to do, is to figure out how to start having healthy coping mechanisms, to start choosing the right thing and to do the right stuff, And that's why we go through these educational books, because it teaches us how to do so. So we take the advice and the suggestions from AA, NA, the big book, all these doctors and medical physicians and other people. We come together, we talk about what we've learned, and we use the tools that have been given to us, like Just for Today and PTA, pause, think, act, halt, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. And we put those into play 24 hours a day. Easy does it. And so that's what we do. And that's what this channel here is dedicated to do. So if you're new here, please drop a comment and say hello. Let us know your sobriety date. Please share this out. You never know who hears it. We have some awesome stories. Like, I just came across your channel and now I'm this far clean. And it's all because they got some education here with us and then met the community and got the support they needed in tough times. And that's what this is all about, is to get through life like it is right now. 2020, it's almost over, but that doesn't mean nothing. 2021's right around the corner. And I don't think much is going to change going into that year. And so if we have the tools we need, we're going to be able to handle 2021 just the way we handled 2020, right? A lot of us will be able to fly that flag that we remained sober through this crazy time because we handled it. We did it just for today. We lived life on life terms, and that's what it's all about. So if you're new here, say hi, and I'm going to let Felice jump through the comments and say what's up to everybody.
Yeah, if you're new, pop in. I'll give you a shout out because I love talking to everybody. Sometimes I take too long. Hey, Sky. Yeah, thanks for all the shares. Hashtag Share Squad. Share it to all your friends and family, whoever may need a little bit of encouragement tonight. What's up, Sky? We got Raina in the house. First, almost. Second, yes. What's up, Sheree? Glad you're here. Loved seeing you earlier today. Peekaboo from Teeter. He sees you. Hey, Desmond. It's good seeing you today, too. Who else we got? We got Lish in the house. Love you, Lish. Marilyn, I need to figure out the customs forms. Usually I have UPS do it, which I might just do again.
We're having packages sent out this week to a bunch of people. Mark, if you're watching, did you get your package? Let me know.
Hi, Grandma T. That is LT's
Hey, Mom. How are you? Love you.
Sunday. All Sheree's faves are in the house. Sean, hello.
Hey, what's up, Sean?
Winthrop.
He's on
Waves.
Recovering Addict Team, New Mexico.
Yeah. Who else?
Marilyn Shree, Steve, Sean, Larry.
Right there. New Amante. Yes,
I came back. Awesome.
Yeah, we saw you Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
It was good to see that you come back.
Welcome back. Thank you.
What's up, Jeanette?
Jeanette in the house.
Steve. John. I almost said other Steve because they start with S. Who else? No. Baby Yoda.
Grogu,
It is
yes.
not Grogu.
Yeah, it is. They hyped it. Who said that the other day?
My brother.
Yeah, your brother was right. They hyped us up, got us all excited. We're watching Baby Yoda. No, it's Grogu.
It's a stupid name.
My goodness. Are you kidding me?
What's up, Steve? Thanks
Just
for the
when
share.
I almost started liking Star Wars. Almost.
Still Yoda. What's up, Anthony? Glad you're here. Christine.
Our camera's very warm today, isn't it?
It is warm. I like it. It's cozy. Makes me feel super duper cozy. What's up, Brad?
Hello, all. Go ahead.
Hope everyone is safe and sober and ready for what seems like it's going to be a great shot. Can't wait.
Yeah, great show.
Boneski.
Great show.
Yes. Mark, hello. Did you see that earlier, Teeter? He's been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Out right here. God bless me with another sober birthday today. Thank you, Jesus. 12/31/18, Philadelphia.
Yes.
Welcome, Philadelphia. That's amazing.
Good job.
Brad, hey, LT, someone asked me today, after 80 days, was the nostalgia
What you remembered? And the answer is no. Just like a waste of time. I feel better on this side of the battle. Yeah. After 80 days was nostalgia what it was when you remembered? No. No, we ride that pink cloud once we first get into sobriety, right? We're like, woohoo, this is so amazing. I love recovery. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, all life on life's terms. My head's coming out of the cloud, and then you look around, you see all these bridges that are on fire because, a lot of times we light a lot of bridges on fire in our addiction. And now we got to be responsible, right? And start taking care of these. It can be overwhelming. Plus, we're still going through post-acute withdrawal syndrome if we've had years and years of using. And that makes it difficult because your body still wants to go do drugs. Your body still wants to take the easy road, right? And then all of a sudden you start fantasizing about it and remembering how fun it was. And you forget about how ugly it was for some reason. We put our forgetters on. And then we're like, oh, let's just give it one more try. And it just is another lie. We've told ourselves it's a lie, the addiction, and we fall to succumb to it, right? Hopefully we start understanding that more as we get into it. At 47 days, I took 3 shots of whiskey. My counselor told me, he's like, oh, logically, that makes no sense. You have a drinking problem. And so you have to prove to yourself that you don't have a drinking problem by drinking, and I just, once that logic slapped me in the face, I was like, oh my gosh, but still I'm a year and a half, and I still fantasize about it. I still get this weird fascination that one day when I'm older, retired, right, I'll be on the back porch with a glass of whiskey because I'll be able to drink then, right? And I have to just kick that thought out of my head because I've proven to myself time and time. I have to remember all the ugly stuff. I have to play the tape through if I start drinking. And that leads me to thinking you got to start putting in a new reward system. If you approach a situation and your habit is to do the drug and be an addict, you have to start changing your habits to a healthy reward system. And like I said earlier this morning, You go on a hike, you release that dopamine in your brain, and you start doing that more often and more often. And we read that this morning too from the Just for Today about sanity. The more steps you take in the right direction, the more right choices you start making, even though maybe you have credit card bills, your family won't talk to you. You got a DUI, you have a felony, you got all this stuff in front of you that's challenging, but you're making right decisions, taking care of them. You're making sane choices, right? Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And that's what you rely on. Okay, I'm making right choices, insane. And the longer time goes on, you're going to start having new memories built, and everything will eventually start getting easier. And the promises in the big book will come true. You just got to keep pressing forward. But yeah.
Very good. Hey, Tammy, glad you're here. We got the girls from Louisville.
Woo,
Glad you're 11 months clean and sober.
Right on.
Welcome back.
Louisville.
Oh, I just skipped a whole bunch of people. Nope, I didn't.
What?
Sam,
The
what
mail
is
is
up?
backed up bad here. Okay, good.
Stupid mail. Virginia Dopkins. Welcome back.
Hey, Virginia.
Leslie, hello.
Leslie.
Tammy says 11/24/85.
Woo!
That's 4 days before my birthday.
Holy cow.
That's 4 days before I was born.
That is a sobriety.
That's pretty awesome.
And still paying attention to recovery.
Yeah.
Still involved with recovery communities because it never leaves, right? It's something we battle the rest of our lives.
Yep. What's up, Adrian? Good job doing all them squats, girl. We see you.
50
You're
a
looking
day.
good.
50 a day.
You looking real good.
By number 50, she's like, whoo!
Squats are the worst sometimes.
I love it.
And we got Kimmy.
Kimmy,
I love seeing you
what's
in
up?
here, Kimmy.
Good to see you.
And Mr. Bean.
What's up, Josh?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good to see you,
It's
brother.
Friday night. We're doing good.
Yeah.
A little tired, but doing good. Felt good to eat a bunch of spaghetti.
Yeah, Link made spaghetti and meatballs. It was good.
That is what you just read.
Tammy's been sober since Felice was born.
No.
Is that what I just
Since
read?
before I was born.
Yeah.
Since 4 days before I was born.
Tammy quit, and 4 days
Tammy,
later, Felice was born.
You're amazing. That's why I'm here. All because of Tammy.
That's crazy.
Thanks, Josh.
You know what I like about sobriety dates like that? I sit in meetings, back when we had a lot more face-to-face ones. And I remember this old timer had a lot of years, 30 plus years of sobriety. And he's still going to meetings, right? He's still working on himself. And not only is he going there for himself, but he goes there to give back. At that point, you're giving back more than you're taking, because you probably heard every cliche, every story. Addiction's not much different from generation to generation. And that's what the old guy said that got to me. He's like, I love coming here, listening to these new people talk. He goes, because nothing's changed. It's the exact same story from 30 years ago. The stupid stuff I was doing back then is what that guy just said right now.
Mm-hmm. And Josh, those clocks are different time zones. What do you got?
Right there, Australia, UK, London area. And then that is... that's Utah right there. That's what time it is right now here in Utah.
Yes. And there's Tammy. Have to continue to find new solutions and remain teachable. Can't afford to get comfortable today.
Sounds like Tammy understands complacency, and she does not suffer from false pride.
Yep. What's up, Twilla? We're in Ogden.
Twilla. Oh, that's cool. What's up, Ryan? Yeah, dude. We're just right. We're not too far from you. That's cool. We're over in North Ogden. You know where North Ogden is, probably.
What a PDS, and stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Oh my goodness. Michael Teeter has a huge announcement, y'all. And we do. It is actually a pretty freaking amazing announcement. Things just keep happening around here, and I can't explain them. You got to give back what was freely given to you.
Freely
Bring
given.
others out of the dark. Amen. And be there.
Completely agree with that.
Another person I heard that has a lot of years of sobriety is like, what kind of person would I be if I go in there at my darkest moments, right? When a lot of us come out of addiction, just think about your first 4, 5, 6 days out of addiction. You haven't used a drug for 5 days. It's only barely been a week, right? You're pretty much at your darkest moment. You're feeling like crap. You're looking around at all the bridges on fire, and you're looking at these people, and they are just loving you. And you're like, thank you. And you're just accepting it. You get better. You start doing good. What kind of person, he said, would I be if I didn't turn around now and help the person that was in my shoes? I was in their shoes not too long ago.
Right. Brad said, OMG, I can't imagine that. I was doing this every night. Fast forward 30 years. Here's some youngin'. I am doing this every night. It's crazy. Just don't change.
Yeah, it doesn't change. The big book was written back in 30s and 40s,
Still relevant.
Yeah. And then we just learned today that Noah, when he walked off the boat from the flood, got drunk. It's been happening forever.
Since time began,
That's
basically.
funny. That's what I thought. But then again, I didn't know. He forgot time. Turn around to see him. What time is it?
Well, at least you can read analog or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of kids don't even know what those are
Oh,
these days.
sister, I
That's
don't
pretty
think you
good.
can read the clock like that.
That's funny, bro.
Whoop, whoop.
All righty. Uh-oh. Where's my other? Did I close it out? I must have. Let me pull this up.
Bye, Tabby Tab. Who else? Just playing.
What? Hey, this is what time it is. All right, we got 3 pretty awesome questions from the Discord today. The first one is from our one and only amazing Sean L. This is a really good question. He says, I was wondering if you had any advice on the 4th step depression, for lack of a better term. In other words, what to do when you're writing your 4th step and it digs up some certain emotions and feelings. The first thing I want to say is if you're doing your 4th step and it's digging up certain emotions and feelings, you're doing it right. Another thing is feel them. Feel those emotions, and you're obviously not going to act the way you used to about emotions, right? You're not going to reach for drugs and substances. This is taking inventory. The big book says that we take our inventory just like a business takes a inventory in their store, right? They go through everything. They write it down. They go, okay, I got this many of this. I got this many of that. And that's the type of inventory you're taking. You're treating yourself like a small business. Basically, what Big Joe here says in the big book, I want to read this real quick. It says, Bill asks us to take a written inventory. And this is what step 4 is. To make a written list of items. The written list is a necessity because our life is a very complex thing. And there are lots of parts to look at. If we don't write things down as we go through them, we won't be able to retain the information we need in the way we need to see it. I want to stress that an inventory is a written list of items. There is no such thing as a mental inventory. If you don't go to the trouble to write it down, you haven't taken your inventory. So those emotions and those feelings that you're feeling, write them down. They're going to be heavy on you. You have to rely on tools. Right? Just for today, this too shall pass. Understand forgiveness. And you know how to forgive somebody else. Try to learn how to forgive yourself. And that's like one huge thing in recovery is we're learning how to love ourselves again, right? And so realize that when you're writing this inventory down, you're about to get it off your chest in step 5. You're going to confess it to God, to another human being, right? The exact nature of your wrongs. And they're going to help you walk through this. So understand, don't let these emotions blow your mind up. Go, okay, I'm writing this down, and feel it and understand it and write about it, journal it, and then understand that you're about to go talk with somebody that you trust, a counselor, a sponsor, whoever it may be. Get it off your chest. They're going to help you see it clearly. And remember what we wrote in here, or we always read in here. You need to start talking to people who are not going to accuse. So if you need to talk about it before you get to step 5, so you're just not feeling right about yourself, find somebody you trust immediately. Your sponsor can be this person now. Say, hey, I'm struggling, and this is the way what I just wrote down is making me feel. Talk about it to people who are not going to. Look for a person like this who is not going to accuse, criticize, or minimize. You need to talk about what you're experiencing. Don't hold on to it by yourself and let your imagination go crazy, right? It'll help you look at your situation more realistically. It's going to help you bring internal symptoms to your conscious awareness. And it's going to give you support when you need others to rely on, right? So I say we got to feel to heal first. Write it down. If it's really bothering you, call somebody, but know you're about to get it off your chest and understand forgiveness. And one day at a time, easy does it. If you're sitting there writing and it's starting to get overwhelming, take a break. Don't 4th step doesn't need to be done in an overnight. It doesn't need to be done in a week. It needs to be done thoroughly, the best you can. They say step 1's the only one that has to be done perfect. So get to step 4, do it the best you can this time, and press through.
Yep, Tammy agrees. Here's years of experience. I found that if I get too overwhelmed doing a 4th step, I'll take a step back, process, fill it, then call my sponsor.
Absolutely.
Hey, Tammy, how many times have you done 4th step? Just curious. If you'd like to answer. It is hard, but very worth it.
All right. Our second question from the Discord comes from Jeanette. Does anyone still have major explosive anger issues when pushed past the realm? I live in gratitude and meditate regularly, but still once pushed so far, I just rampage. What are different ways y'all deal with this? So anger, that's me. I mean, look at my knuckles, okay? I'm a wall puncher. I'm a freaking fit thrower, steering wheel smacker, flipping offer and trafficker kind of guy, right? That's what I do. I was angry a lot. One great thing is from Alicia brought some bells over here. We got some bells we're sending to Australia. They're called God bells. And this is a symbolism, something you can find around you and do it too. But this guy was just like us, blowing his cork off, right? But he has this little bell, hangs it from his mirror. And when the bell goes ding, 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 he's reminded because of some sweet old lady telling him to calm down on his road rage. Every time you hear that bell, you got to remember that these are all God's children. They're your brothers and sisters, and we got to be kind. But your question is more about getting angry, right? I do the same thing, but I don't know. I've kind of gotten to the point when I start getting that angry, and it's usually after a workout. I haven't eaten. I've taken pre-workout. I have to check myself. Am I hungry? This is HALT, H-A-L-T. Am I hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? If I'm one of those, then I check myself and I try to not react to the way that I'm feeling and understand that it's just the way you feel. You can feel things, right? Just don't act out on them. And then try to understand what you're feeling. Calm down, talk to somebody about it. If you're really that mad and you want to freak out, go tell somebody how you feel, and it instantly goes away. So that would be one suggestion for me. I don't know. What do you think?
I would say find a healthy outlet, whether it be a punching bag, exercise, even just like a soft ball you have around that you can throw and not hurt nothing. I think that sometimes I've seen that helps people too, just to be able to just get it out somehow, but not destroy things or destroy people. I know when I get angry, I just have to go outside and walk, or
like Josh says.
Yeah, I have to just leave for a minute and come back. Like the website earlier made me super frustrated, so I just went outside for a minute. I was so irritated. I was like, I hate it. Makes me so mad sometimes.
Websites
even I get mad.
Even I get mad. Ooh, look at me. Oh, she's mad now. Look at that, guys.
Like everybody gets mad. You don't think that, they're not addicts, they don't get angry. Everybody gets angry.
Oh yeah.
We all just have different ways we deal with anger. And for me, going outside and getting fresh air helps me the mostest. And then thinking about other things, because I was like, done thinking about that. It's just going to keep making me angry. I think about other things.
What did I say right before the HALT thing? Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Check yourself. I don't remember what I said.
Rewind.
He says it's not working. All right, on to our third question from the Discord.
See, I'm perfect. Leave me alone. Jeanette said so.
Thanks, Jeanette.
Thanks, Jeanette.
Yes, we are human, aren't we? All right, the third question is from Green Eyed Cat. He says, how to deal with abstinent attitudes in recovery while staying at peace with yourself. This is that question, right? Almost maintenance medication. But if you're not on maintenance, what?
Lish said, or just cry. I do that too.
Or cry. That helps. Abstinent attitudes. Your recovery program is your recovery program. And now let's say, for example, maybe somebody out there has to take some type of a pain medication because literally and physically their body is in that much pain. And your doctor is telling you, hey, pal, we get it. You're not an addict, or you're an addict. Quit trying to be a hero because you literally are in pain. All right. So obviously you're going to take it prescribed. You're not abusing it, but you go to these meetings. You got AA people. Abstinence is all we got. If you are on maintenance, get out. That kind of attitude. How you deal with that, right? You know what? I say F them. Your recovery program is your recovery program. If you're doing it to the best of your ability and you're making the right next choices, you're living in responsibility, you're making the same choices here on out, it's your program. You have to not hear the haters. And then that kind of takes me back to Gary Vee. You can't take the praisers either. If you hear a bunch of praise and you're always like, yeah, I love hearing the praise, pat me on the back, you're going to set yourself up for failure. So you almost can't hear the praise and you can't hear the negative talk either. You just got to plow through because you're doing it for you, right? And if it's overwhelming, find a different meeting, get around different attitudes, find a group that's going to love you no matter what. But if you're abusing this stuff, I almost said a bad word, then that's a different story.
Amen. Hearts. Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Leslie P. I like that name.
I do too.
All right, let's get into.
Reminds me of Parks and Rec.
This time, right. Oops, hold on. Coming through. Where is he?
I'm not paying attention.
Teeter.
I'm going to tell you what LT just said.
No.
What did he say? What did he say? I want to know.
I'm just kidding. He just loves
And
your
we're back.
He loves your intro song. That's all.
You scared me there. I thought it was my whole show. Like, hey,
We love you, Teeter.
don't be tripping me out like that. It's not funny.
I wish
Anyway, how y'all doing tonight? I missed you guys. I like to see you guys once a week here.
I know, it sucks. Oh, look, we got Mini Teeter behind us.
He's like Darth
Yes.
Maul dressed in black. What happened to Grogu?
So tonight for Teeter Time, I've been working my booty off, and I got something very, very special planned for you guys, the recovering addict audience.
I'm going to put you full screen for this one, bud.
Boom. Get the whole.
All right, you guys, pay attention. Put your ears on. I've been working very hard behind the scenes here. And believe it or not, yours truly has arranged for, get this, a free car. That's right, you heard me right. A free car to be given away to one of you guys that are watching right now.
I felt like the price is right, dude. You know how you're always, when you're a kid staying home from sick from school, and every time they're opening the curtain, you're like, come on, be a new car, be a new car. That's what just happened.
It's a new car.
It's a new car.
So yes, we will be giving away a car free of charge.
Yeah, he even said taxes and licensing, right? And we're going to deliver it.
And deliver. So that means anyone in the continental United States could win a car.
Sorry,
Mark.
Australia.
Yes, I have an extended warranty on it.
Mark has a question. Does it
That's a
have
good
an
one.
extended warranty?
We'll have to work out those details later, but I'm sure they'll call you about an extended warranty.
They're definitely going to call. Leslie
But
says,
no, I'm not lying. One of you guys will win a car.
Yep. So we got some more details about exactly what the logistics are going to look like for this. Obviously, this guy that's
right.
sponsoring this has a car dealership. There's going to be some rules that apply. You got to be in the United States. Sorry, Australia, Canada, UK, all y'all. Not fair for Aussies. And that. Yeah, well, sorry. I'll show you.
We can't drive over the.
Sorry, I can't control that one.
And so the rules are going to be something we haven't quite figured out yet, but we were thinking somebody, you know, who really could use it and really needs it, that is going to help their recovery. And we will go to his channel, comment and subscribe to his YouTube channel and say, hey,
Yeah,
hear
the link.
from Recovering Addict. And then you're going to get put into this. It's going to take a few months to roll. And we're looking somewhere towards the end of February, maybe even March, to reveal the winner. Once the winner is revealed, I'm going to go down there and ride with them in this car and deliver it to your front door. And that's going to be awesome. That's the big reveal for tonight. More details to come.
And one thing I have to say is y'all go to my friend Steve Henry's channel, the new Steve Henry show. Link is in the comments below there. And also go stop by Exodus Auto Sales on Facebook and everywhere else. And that is where we will be giving away the car from.
Yep. He wants you to tell him hi. So yeah, when that
Yeah,
happens.
go to his channel and say that you are from Recovering Addict Show.
Yes. So share this out to anybody you know who might need a car, who might, anybody, whatever you guys think, share this out, share it on Facebook as much as you can and on YouTube. There's going to be some stipulations about how we need to share, subscribe, and go to his channel and do the same thing.
And let me tell you, I bought my last 3 vehicles from him, and all of his cars are good. And I would never, ever go anywhere else to buy another vehicle except from him.
Yeah, and I got to say thank you to Teeter. Once he jumped on board and he became part of Recovering Addict, he has put in some of the harder. Sometimes I'm like, man, I should work harder because he does harder work than I do on this channel, I swear.
That is our director of fundraising right there, doing it the way he does it.
And this isn't funds that go to us. This is all. This guy's ministry is to reach out and give away a few cars a year. He says we lose cars in repos. He goes, I just, we can give them away, and it's the same thing. He goes, and I just want to live like us, right? The rest of our lives given back to a community. He saw our community via Teeter, loves what we're doing, and wants to support and help some fortunate person that wins this deal here.
Yes. So this is going to be amazing. This is the biggest thing I've ever done. And you know me, I don't do anything small.
None of you addicts do.
You hear Adrian in the back laughing.
I like it. Go bigger, go
So
home.
one of you guys is going to win a free car.
Yep. So stay tuned. I will have the
I feel like Oprah. You get a car. You get a car. Everybody gets a car. No, it's only one car, though. Only one car.
Yeah. That's good, though. So by Tuesday, I hopefully will have the exact details of the way it's going to roll out. And then I will make a little 30-second video, and I'm going to put it on Facebook and YouTube, and just boom, boom-de-boom, boom.
Yep. And with that said, I am going to go because my dinner is almost here. We ordered pizza tonight, so I'm going to be chowing down a pizza watching the show.
I'll be sure to bring you on mid-chomp.
No, you won't.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Teeter.
Oh, I heard everybody.
Nom, 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 nom.
I heard they were wanting a link joke. Did you hear about the giant pickle?
Uh-uh.
It was a big deal.
You know who else is a big deal? Michael Teeter. And Dad. He's a big deal on
I'm
YouTube.
kind of a big deal on YouTube. This coffee cup says so.
It's official.
Allie got me this awesome coffee cup and this awesome shirt that I probably have to wear every show now.
I feel like that's true.
Subscribe to my channel.
Free call.
Did I ask you guys to subscribe yet?
I feel like you're constantly asking.
Oh, yeah. Cool beans, baby.
And hello to Kathy, Luke and Brandy's mom.
Where?
She's up there. She
Really?
popped in during Teeter time
Oh, cool.
to say
Kathy.
hello.
Hello, Kathy.
Uh-huh.
All right. The Child Within the Home, Chapter 8 of our book called It'll Never Happen to Me by Dr. Claudia Black. Children are not immune from the effects of addiction. If you grew up in this situation, you know.
Sunray
facts.
said you're fat.
Sure.
Just kidding.
Sunray. Pretty hot and tempting.
Mine says Taco Crew. Tacos.
Hold on. I'm gonna mute and yell.
Now, anybody that can lip read, type what he said.
Yeah. What did I say? Before we get into this book, do you want to do it now or do you want to wait 5 minutes? It's up to you. Okay, so we don't have Cassie tonight, so we have our beautiful fill-in, Allie.
Okay.
This is the quote of the day.
Quote of the day. Don't think about what can happen in a month. Don't think about what can happen in a year. Just focus on 24 hours in front of you and do what you can to get closer to where you want to be.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Let's all take that one to heart.
Think about that one today.
Yeah.
High five.
High five.
Thank you, Allie.
Allie, they love you.
Oh my God.
They really do.
There's hearts and everything.
Okay, where was I? Allie, great quote, Mark said.
Adrian loves it.
So much love there.
Merc said he loves you the most.
I love Merc the most.
Oh, you hear that, Merc? I feel like this is also like a dating show and like The Price is Right. Love connection. Let's do questions.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
What up,
Periscope, what's going on?
Manuel?
Good to see you, Emmanuel, Brian, and V1. Love it. Leslie says, Ali. Sunray says, fat tracksuit, Ali. That is a great quote, Sean. I agree. So now back to our book. Children are not immune from the effects of addiction. What does that mean? Children are not immune from the effects of addiction. That means they had one or more parent in the house was addicted to some type of substance, alcohol, drug use, or whatever, right? And they're not immune from the effects because this does ripple down. Trust me, I know from experience having somebody above me that lived like an addict to how it affected me, and then me becoming an addict and how it affected my children. So this book hits home from top and bottom to me. A lot of regret when I read a lot of this stuff because I see myself in the way that I raised my 4 kids. You know, luckily 2 of them have moved. Not luckily that they moved, but 2 of them are living with their mother now in Washington since this last year. And then I got to turn it around, right? So hopefully I can live this half of my life as a better example, right? Because what did that book say today? It said the children grow up to become the adults they're surrounded by.
Yeah.
You know, I can hopefully rub off on Link and Millie while they're still under our care. So to make the point of what that sentence said, children are not immune from the effects of addiction. They live with it, and therefore they need to understand it, right? If they are living with it, it would be good for them to understand it for a lot of reasons. Understanding addiction helps locate the problem and put it where it rightfully belongs. You know, there's a lot of times we have problems in our lives and we blame ourselves for them, you know? So if we can understand it, we can rightfully put it in a category where it belongs with understanding and not self-pity or negative thinking or, you know, things that lead to shame and guilt, which could lead to addiction, suicide, or whatever, right? Understanding it also reduces the anxiety by making the unexpected predictable. Oh, okay. Instead of always wondering what's going to happen, you kind of understand because they understand what's going on with you. It allows them to remove themselves from the line of fire. Knowing that the family is responding to a sickness allows the child to remain more guilt-free because an illness is not something that they can cause. When children realize a parent is addicted, it gives them the freedom to filter and evaluate the information disturbed parents pass along. Most significantly, it gives a name to their experience and it says they aren't at fault. It gives them a voice with which to talk about their experience. They can instantly start healing, right? These are often children who grow up never having shared their closest thoughts or feelings with even their very best friend because they were always told not to speak. That was one of the rules of addicted home. Don't talk, right? It's a very lonely, isolated way to live. This loneliness continues into adulthood because no one understood their trauma or was willing to take time to talk to them. When we break the dysfunctional family rules, we begin offering children a framework for understanding what they are experiencing. Children of all ages. Now, if you notice, I put this quote in the Discord recovery content. I put this quote on the Recovering Addict Facebook page and the Recovering Addict page, Facebook group, and also in the link in the description of this video below. And it comes with the 2 links of a book that they suggest. So it says children of all ages can comprehend addiction if the concepts are explained in a language they understand. Adults need to talk openly and provide children with access to literature that reinforces healthy messages. And there's 2 books that were suggested by this lady in the comments. This chapter covers the concepts that need to be discussed with children. And now I would like to see in the comments, what do you guys believe about addiction being a disease? Is addiction a disease? Is it actually a disease? Can you walk in, us addicts, me, y'all, into a room where somebody has leukemia and they've been given like 2 months to live, and they go, I have a disease, I'm dying of leukemia. And could you face them, look them in the eye and say, I have a disease. I'm an addict. I get addicted to pills and alcohol. What do you think about it becoming a disease? And Teeter's having kitty time.
Bad kitty time. Naughty.
Thank you all for being here for my recovery.
Thank
And he's
you,
got a
Lish.
spray bottle just for in case. Stupid cats. I thee putty tat.
I did.
You're welcome, Lish. So disease. I had my sponsor tell me that as an example is why I share it with you. If you put it in that way, then I wouldn't be able to say it is a disease. If you guys watch a show, you can actually look this up on YouTube. It's called, write this down, you got a pen, Pleasure Unwoven. Just look up Pleasure Unwoven. It's about an 1.5-hour documentary, and it talks about addiction and disease. That's a tough one. Honestly, don't know. It's tough when you think about it that way. We know when we were in the midst of our active addiction, it was impossible for us to stop, right? Until we hit bottom, until we put the shovel down, right? Oh, Anthony watched it last night. Awesome. So you kind of go where I know where I'm going with this. And this show basically, in a nutshell, equates it to a disease of choice. You know, they have not found a specific gene in the body that says, oh, that person's going to be addicted, right? Not that type of disease. But once we start down the path of addiction, Sunray says, absolutely, it's a disease. But each diagnosis and treatment is different due to the individual and particular substance or issues. So many factors, but yes, a disease. Agreed. And I love the way that the show put it. Yep. You brought me in the live video on this one night a few weeks ago. I was outside and freezing and smoking and didn't really get my point across. If you want to bring me in, I can make my point right now.
Not that I'm in the house about alcohol being a disease.
Sure. Why not? I never felt like it before, but after the fact, I believe I could die if I continue living in the disease. Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way the show puts it because it says it's a disease of choice, right? We choose to start doing these substances and then we become addicted to these substances. These substances change our brain, reconstruct wiring, a lot of times maybe even ruin the brain. And the more prolonged use of really heavy substances, even hard liquor, will in essence give you brain damage. We learned that from staying sober, post-acute withdrawal syndrome. That has been studied, which then becomes a disease like, right? A chosen emotional disease. Yeah, absolutely. Right on. Kathy's still hanging out. All right. We are waiting for. So yeah, disease. Anyway, I wanted to preclude to that because is that even a word? Preclude?
I feel like it is.
I'm so smart. I don't even know how I knew that. It just popped in my head. Preclude? Is
Maybe
that really?
Prelude. I don't know.
I don't think
Like
it is.
a conclusion, but a pre-conclusion.
I just make up words that sound like words sometimes.
I feel like it's a pre-conclusion.
All right. So it is
I'll Google
advisable. Addiction as a disease. Because this book claims, yeah, it is a disease. And now we're going to look at addiction as a disease. Because this chapter is going to cover the concepts that need to be discussed with children.
Real word.
Wow.
Prevent from happening, make impossible.
Oh, so I used it wrong.
That's just a verb. Prevent someone from doing something, maybe.
Preclude.
Rule
Like
out
that?
in advance. To rule out in advance, that seems applicable.
It's a word now if it wasn't it.
Yes, and it means what we want.
Steve says when you put it like that, basically it's a disorder instead of a disease. Yeah. Sunray. All right. So let's see what this book teaches us. Okay. That's why we're here. We learn together. I'm learning right here along with y'all. It is advisable to ask children what they think chemical dependency or addiction is and what traits constitute an alcoholic or an addict. So if you have children and you haven't really discussed with them what you're going through as an addict or an alcoholic, go ask them what they think about that. And I know a lot of times what's depicted is like a homeless guy on the middle of the street, right? A guy laying in the gutter with a needle in his arm. That's their usual picture of an addict. Yeah, we're waiting on you, Brad. My goodness.
Disorder fits better, says Kathy.
I put the link in the comment, the StreamYard.com one. Children have undoubtedly heard the phrase from a friend, another family member, or through media, right? It's on TV. These words are often used judgmentally and negatively, which is true. It is vital that they understand that addicted family member is sick and suffering from a disease. So she just straight out says it. Dr. Claudia Black, right here in this book, page 144 to the top left, says it is vital that they understand the addicted family member is sick and suffering from a disease. Chemical dependency is not a disease caused by a germ or a virus, as many other diseases, but it is an illness nonetheless. So she kind of gives a disclaimer there, right? You can't walk into that patient that has a terminal cancer, right? And say, I have a disease too. But there is something there nonetheless. I've experienced it to where I had to go to a hospital because I said to myself, if you don't take me, this was my exact words to my dad, much more slurred than they are now. If you don't take me to the hospital, I'll never quit and I'm going to die. Chemical dependency is not a disease caused by a germ, virus, as many other diseases, but it is an illness nonetheless. People do not choose to become addicted, and all the willpower in the world will not cure addiction. I believe that. Boop. All right, we got Big Bad Brad. Can I call you Big Bad Brad? Right, you can't walk into that patient.
You can call me whatever you want. I'm just going to be offended about it.
Okay.
No, not really.
All right.
Easy.
You have to turn down whatever's on.
Yeah.
You may have two tabs open too.
This is my exact words to my dad. Much more slurred than they are now.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you were still rambling. There you go. So no, the point that I was going to make that night about the addiction is like my whole life growing up, my dad was an alcoholic and everybody said it's a disease. You're going to get it. You can get it if you're not careful. Your brother drinks. He's got it. Your uncle, your grandfather. It's a disease. You're going to get it.
Look at Merck's comment real quick.
I hate him. And I spend all my life just, I social drank from like 14 to 30. Like I didn't even like to drink. But, and so I always told myself, it's not a disease. You're just a jackass. Control yourself. Have a couple beers, go the hell home. Until it slowly grabbed the hold of me. And I realized that the addiction is not the drinking or the drug use. The addiction is the personality that we inherit from that. So yes, I very much believe that it's an addiction now. But I told myself my whole life, it's not an addiction. I'm not going to get like that. I know I'm not like that. But wasn't it? It's not the addiction to the drug or the alcohol or whatever. It's the personality. It's the way the whole you're feeling.
So, hey, real quick, because you're one of my favorite stories. Tell us how you found the channel, what your intentions were, and then join in the community. And this is one reason I say share this video out, because there's hope to quit, right? As we look at all the addiction and everything that we've gone through, Brad is one of the coolest stories I've ever heard. As far as we've heard many like that here at Recovering Addict. But Brad, you want to give us a little snapshot of like how you found us, what your intentions were, and then what happened?
So I even was talking to Jake about this last night. I keep forgetting what day it was. Doesn't really matter what day is. I decided October the 3rd, I'm going to go clean for 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, whatever the hell it was. And I'm looking up videos on YouTube of like people who are trying the same thing and what their bodies are going through and all this stuff, like what to expect every day. And as I'm searching through, I watched this one video that this guy had posted from a couple years ago, and then something else somebody had posted from a couple years ago. And then I saw this live video of this real sexy man with a beard. And I clicked it and I listened to you. And I think I only caught like the last 15 or 20 minutes of your show. And I don't even remember what you said, but it stuck. Whatever it was, it's not even about it's not even about the fact that you were saying like we're a recovery program, or we're for recovery, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous. to me, all I heard was come to us. And I found the website or the Facebook, maybe, I don't remember. And then I ended up finding the Discord, and then Lish messaged me, Savage messaged me, Mark messaged me, and I felt welcome. It was it was immediately. I went from, okay, I'm gonna clean my body up for like a week or 2 weeks or a month, to immediately like, holy shit, these people actually care if I ever do this again. In just a matter of seconds, it was like, we don't want you to ever do it again. We don't know you. We don't know your story, but we don't ever want you to do it again. And I haven't left.
That's cool.
I attempted to leave the other night, but Mark wouldn't let me.
Freaking Merc. He's like those guys that call about warranties and stuff.
Right?
He hates
I
you.
tell you what, though, he did save my butt the other night, for real. I don't know what my intentions were. I'm not going to get into it. It's over. It's done with. There's no point in harping on it. Yeah. I don't know why I woke up that day and I wasn't mad, wasn't upset about nothing. Nothing happened. I just said, it's 80 days. Fuck it. Let's go. And then I was talking to Merc, and he knew that he couldn't stop me. There was nothing he could do. Like, I was doing it. All he could do is just make sure I don't fall off the ledge. I ended up leaving the Discord because my plan was to do this today, and I'm going to do it again tomorrow. And I'm just going to go back to what I was doing because I like it. And just Merc being there the whole time. And it was just, I don't know.
He's awesome.
What I had the next day. And I actually controlled myself for what it's worth. I didn't go overboard.
That's what I did too.
I bought a pint of something at the liquor store. Then I went to the bar and had 3 shots. And if I'm wrong, Merc, let me know. I was sitting there for like 3 hours with 3 shots. And then I come home and I opened that pint and I drank half of it. I went to bed. I woke up the next day and Merc said, dump it out. So I dumped it out.
Hell yeah. Dude, what I love about your story is you said you were coming, you just tuned in because you wanted to stop for like 7 days. And then it turned into 80.
That's what it was.
I love it.
I just wanted to know what was going to happen to my body.
Yeah.
And check out what happened to my body.
Oh, look at that hoodie.
I love it. So cool. Right on. Well, shoot, you might as well just keep hanging on and in the show with us.
Whatever. Everybody can get a good look at this. We're still there.
There's a lot of crap talking going on because of that.
Still there.
Yeah, Brad's evidence we recover better. But Brad, I did the same thing. You know, at 47 days, I went and got 3 shots of whiskey to try to prove to myself that I'm not powerless. And then it was logically insane when my counselor told me, you got to go drink to prove you don't have a drinking problem. I was just like, oh man, I'm stupid.
Well, that's what I said to you in the chat when you brought that up earlier. And because right after you said that, you were talking about maybe when you're retired, if you can have a couple, and maybe when you're 70 years old or whatever, you can. Okay, let's assume that when you're that old, you can have a scotch and a cigar, you know, once or twice a week, and you're fine. But why worry about it right now, tonight?
Yeah.
Like, Jake told me to write down 3 affirmations for the day. And I wrote 1, and it fits perfect. I won't care about yesterday. I won't care about yesterday because I can't worry, because worry can't make it better. I won't cower in front of tomorrow because the anxiety will not slow it. I look for the peace in this one exact moment, the one and only thing that I actually truly have control over. Because, you know, maybe when we're all older, we can all take our addictions and do them right. I hope nobody goes to that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying let's try it. I'm just saying, when we're all old and decrepit, if we want to drink or shoot up or smoke or whatever, why worry about it now?
Yeah.
We have 40 years of sobriety.
Merc says you're a good dude, Brad. I'm super grateful you stumbled upon this community. I told you you'd never leave. Say it. I was right. Tell him.
I don't know who Mark is. I'm not gonna. I don't talk to strangers.
Oh, God. Yeah, that is so cool. I love having you a part of this community too.
I love being here. And to be honest, I don't know why I left the other night. I mean, I think it was the thought that, I'm just gonna keep drinking. I'm done with sobriety. I did real good at it. I'm doing great. I'm healthy. My blood pressure's good. I think I can do this, and I enjoy it. I want to do it, but no, I don't. I really don't. Not like that. I would love to go right now and sit in a bar and have a beer and a shot and play pool with my friends. But that was never my issue. If for the past 8 years I would have went into a bar every night and had a beer and a shot, played pool, went home, I wouldn't be here right now. It was having 13, 14, 18 shots and 12 beers and then another handle of vodka when I got home.
Yeah. Alcoholic. Sounds like alcoholism.
Yep. But hey, since I have you right here, is Petey here? I thought I saw him.
He did. He said,
Yeah,
"What up?"
Petey's there. He just said, what do you mean sobriety's never owned? It's rented, and guess what? Rent's due every day.
Damn right. Petey, I got a question for you. First, well, I'm going to ask you if you want to do this at the same time that I'm asking LT if he approves us doing this. I tell Jake and LT and Lish all the time that I love giving to you guys because of what you've given to me. And I understand that you guys are based in Utah and, all over the place. Petey, there are so many people that I know, that I know here that could use this group. What do you say? Like, let's try something. Let's bring, at least if nothing else, bring them here. I mean, would you, LT, would you have an issue with like a Memphis charter of RA?
Not at all.
I mean, obviously we would still bring them to you and you would run it the same way that you do, but.
Well, we got New Mexico charter right here.
Here's this guy.
Yeah, that's Recovering Addict New Mexico.
Yeah,
Hey.
we did the same exact thing here in New Mexico, and we just started it as well. So you could do the Tennessee one.
Yeah, that's kind
Hey.
of
And how about Broncos there, huh?
Hey,
How about the
Teeter.
Broncos?
Hey, Teeter. Yeah, I was thinking, oh, he left. No, I was thinking about that the other day because Petey, and I still need to get back to him. I don't know if he knows. I want him to know I wasn't ignoring him right after the night that he and I talked. The next day, my grandfather got real sick. He passed away last week, and that's why I haven't got back to Petey. And then with the holidays and everything, I've just been, funeral and doing all this, but I am going to reach out. And I did think about that. And I've even said, LT, the thing that me and you did, that I did through you with Jake, I said that there's plenty of people around here that I could help that same way. But right now you guys have helped me. So I want to give back. But at the same time, there are people around here that need that need somebody like me, somebody like you, somebody like Petey in this area.
Yeah, Petey just asked too if you're the one that's close to him. I said yes, but dude, let's talk offline about that. I'm totally game for setting that up and making it happen because I do have some requirements that Teeter's done and he's handled, and yeah, definitely. And Australia Recovering Addict Chapter 2 and all that stuff. But 100%
Works for me.
I like what Kathy says here. She says the idea of being old and who cares at this point. Well, it takes the pain away, true, but I'm missing time with my grandkids. So addiction at no matter what stage of life you're in. If you're a kid, you're going to ruin your relationship with your parents in school and future and opportunities and end up dead, right? As an adult with children, you're going to ruin your relationship with your kids, your wife, total divorce possibly, and just, a train wreck. And then if you get old and decide you want to become an alcoholic or an addict, and then you lose that relationship with your kids and grandkids even, that's where the damage can be too. So it doesn't matter from age 0 to 99, that crap's going to destroy families. And
it is.
It
is. And that's not the point that I was making. I wasn't condoning it.
Oh no,
I was just saying, what's the point in worrying about it today?
We got you in there, Leslie. Yeah, don't worry about it today. And the older you get, I think too, the more that you're in recovery, the uglier it's going to get, and the more you're going to be overcome it. And by the time you get into that age, and at least the way that my life's, because like right now, I have zero desire to drink. I'm enjoying getting fit and healthy. I can now go on a hike for 2 hours and not barely lose my breath. Before, 6 months ago, I was walking up the mountain and having to stop every 5 minutes to breathe. And I'm loving the new life.
That's what gets me about Wednesday. I have no idea where it came from. Like it makes zero sense to me, because the day that I went and chopped down the tree, I told you about, I was going to the liquor store that day just because I was so pissed off. I was going to Hulk smash some alcohol, and I went out there and busted up that tree. Wednesday, it was just, I was sitting here and I'm like, I'm going to take a couple shots. It was like, it was weird. Makes no sense.
Your body's in a habit. You have to break those old habits. That's what I had to do too. Because my habits, that it's even still a year, 2 months later, I go to a situation I haven't been before. I didn't go camping this whole summer because I was honestly kind of afraid to go, and obviously we were busy with other stuff. But, one example is I went out to the shop at the beginning of the summer. Soon as I flung that garage door open, I was looking for my pint of whiskey, right? And my 12 pack of beer that I would usually have if I'm going to go work in the shop. And I was like, whoa, it's just like this, like, where is it? It's missing. And I told Felice, I was like, man, I feel like drinking right now. And then I said it out loud, took the power out of it,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can see those certain triggers. Definitely.
All right. Well, that's an hour. We can say the Serenity Prayer and get up on out of here. And then Brad will leave you on. We'll talk after we end the show.
Okay. Hey, real quick, what's the name of that book you're reading out of?
I'll be right back.
It'll Never Happen to Me by Claudia Black.
I put it in the chat.
Oh, you did?
Oh, the God grant. He put the prayer in.
There's a link to this book in the description as well, if you go and click on it.
Okay. And also there was right before once you put the link up, you started saying something about asking your kids something. And then I said, are you waiting on me? And then you never said the second question. First one was what chemical dependency is. And there was a second question. Either you didn't say it or I didn't hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have to hold it like this.
What traits constitute an alcoholic or an addict? So is it advisable? It is advisable to ask children what they think chemical dependency or addiction is, and what traits constitute an alcoholic or an addict. So basically, what do they think about chemical dependency and addiction? And then what traits, what kind of actions do people display when they're an alcoholic or an addict?
I made a note, PD, that you need more cards.
Yeah, thank you, PD. Thanks for everybody that supports this channel. Thank you to the patrons that support us monthly. Thanks to Teeter and all he does. Thank you guys for sharing this out and the people that tune in. And if you are still suffering right now and you're realizing that maybe you do have an addiction, I suggest join the Discord and the private Facebook group. You'll be accepted with loving arms. And if you're ever struggling, that's a place you just say, hey, I don't feel right. Help me out. And bam, right there, you're going to get support. Thank you so much, Sean.
Asia.
Oh, Asia.
Hi.
Oh, he's out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Yes.
How's he doing?
I've been doing good.
That's
I
awesome
saw
to hear.
you last night on the Zoom call.
Well, the last time I talked to Teeter, he had told me about you. I heard your name, but I didn't know who you were, and then he told me about you. I didn't know you were coming home. It's great to meet you, and I'm glad you're home.
Yeah, I've been home since the 10th of December.
That is a tough question. You almost lose. Like, look, Kathy says the hardest question is, do you want to get back to reality? At some point, I know I lost even what reality was. My reality became drink as much as I can and try to make it to work, hoping to make it through the week. And then if I had another whatever free days were in front, like right now, I would have spent from last Thursday, because you got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off for work for Christmas holidays. I would have been on the same schedule as Felice. I would have been completely plastered right now. I would still be drinking a fifth of something. And tomorrow I would have probably missed work.
Tell Brad there's 2 different books. Get the right one.
Why?
Make sure you get the blue one, Brad. Welcome, Leslie.
Okay.
All right.
And LT, or me, you, and PD gonna hang out for a second and talk, or
Yeah, I'll talk to you just for a second, then we'll set something up.
okay.
We're gonna say a serenity prayer and close the show. Do you want to say it, Brad? And I'm gonna mute myself so it's not all drooly.
I don't really know it off heart. Oh, there it is. I got it.
I'll eat it.
God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Amen.
And
I do know that. I don't know why I didn't think I know that. I learned that when I was
thank you, Marilyn.
2.
Thank you, Marilyn. All right,
And
y'all.
remember, go subscribe to Steve's channel and comment on his videos and everything. Tell him you're from a recovering addict, and you could win a car.
That's right. And
A
then
free
Tuesday, a free car coming soon, y'all. Go to his channel and subscribe.
Where
And
are
then
the links for that?
the Fleece is dropping them right
Fleece?
now, and then we're going to drop them in the Discord. I'll have them all over Facebook here shortly and all kinds of stuff.
Right on.
And then next Tuesday, we're going to get into addiction as a disease. We're going to continue this topic on addiction being a disease. Please do some research. Come back so you can post in the comments some helpful stuff for us to think about. So until Tuesday, y'all, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your program, and remember, we recover better
Better
together.
together.